Section 1 of Selected Poems of Argentina. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Running Water by Alfonsina Storni. Read by Newgate Novelist. Yes, I move, I live, I wander astray. Water running, intermingling over the sands. I know the passionate pleasure of motion. I taste the forests, I touch strange lands. Yes, I move. Perhaps I am seeking storms, suns, dawns, a place to hide. What are you doing here, pale and polished? You, the stone in the path of the tide. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Perchance by Alfonsina Storni. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. O night, O tragic night, where, desperate beneath the moon, I wait and whisper, come, O blessed death, and make me consecrate. Close up mine eyes and seal my bosom dumb. Stars, planets, worlds weigh heavy on my back. My sorrows crush, my griefs my strength undo. My hands profaned stir naught but shadows black. 100 thorns have pierced my blossom through. White roses to your blooming, silver wings bear high your doves. Ye apple harvestings shine red and luscious. Bees unto your flowers, let sound the paeans. Through the golden night of moonlight shall my spirit poise in flight, my brows in radiance, though my bosom cowers. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. She Who Understands by Alfonsina Storni. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. Her dark head fallen forward in her grief, the beauteous woman kneels, in suppliant fashion. A woman past her youth, the dying Christ, from the stern rood, looks on her with compassion. A burden of vast sadness in her eyes. Beneath her heart a child, a burden human. Before the white Christ bleeding there she prays, Lord, do not let my child be born a woman. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. On Certain Things by Fernandez Moreno. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. That I know whose fault it is, none supposes, but much happier are, for example, the roses. There's a garden, a rosebush, a fragrant spray, and a rose aflame with passion, let's say. Toward his beloved a moment inclined, he whispers, I love you, the rest is the wind. That I know whose fault it is, none supposes, but much happier are, for example, the roses. Oh, the troubled hours through which I linger, twisting my ring around my finger. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Ballo in Maschera by Manuel Ugarte. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. How long did the adventure last? A day? Or an eternity? Who will measure madness past? Who say how long a joy shall be? A moment hidden and discreet beheld her timid veil let fall, when she, a child coquette, would greet her poet on a midnight suite. Once, only once, and that was all. But never was the light of dawn, nor all the palace of the sky, O lady, out of magic drawn, more beautiful and high. Ask of the cedars gathered there, Whence came those sounding harps afar, with ripples on the raptured air, as hands clasped hands divinely fair, nor any question came to mar. The seat beside the still lagoon, unfailing memories will hold of what beneath the rising moon was there confessed and told. And those high birds that through the blue pursue afar an aimless flight will tell, perchance, that once they knew how met in one the lips of two within that garden in the night. That gallant history to tell of love's poor momentary sigh in some lone memory shall dwell as light uncertain to the eye. If in your heart awake desire to learn the secret of it all, of any star in heaven inquire that stays a space its course of fire, the ending to recall. Or else, O lady, it were well the star should silence keep of some most placid mademoiselle who sees her lover weep. Perchance amid the dancing throng, beneath some domino, two maskers still shall move along, nor know each other, lost among the carnival below. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Jesus and Renan by Leopoldo Diaz. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. When Renan arrived in paradise, after a hard journey, already the golden veil of light was falling upon the high laurels of Cephissus. A tall cherub led him to where Jesus was blessing the children. Let them come unto me, he said, the tender, the mild, and the yielding. The philosopher, pale and serene, with noble unction, upon seeing the Nazarene, reverently bends the knee. Like a matchless lily he raised his hand. Come to me, good Breton, you are my brother, said Jesus, and he kissed him on the forehead. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Las Dolores by Juan Julian Lastra. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. To Luis Hay Monge. I come from the remote borders of the land of oblivion. My songs will not sound beneath your balconies. I am the singer of the broken sanctuaries. Artist, dreamer, sensitive and tender, my music is a voice of affirmation. I am like a winter twilight in love's garden. I love the fire of the sun. My delights are the flaming rose, the bleeding pink, and I love the white swans on the lakes and the blue clouds in the wind. I love the sad, for life is pain. I love your black, half-opened eyes, fixed in an unknown direction, where dead loves are forgotten. I know full well that love is sleep, and my soul sleepless. You are not to blame for my sorrow. You are a dream. I call you when I wake and you do not come. You can come only as does death, silent and fatal. You are anxiety. No matter, come. My heart is strong. Shed your petals in my hands, faded rose. I knew in my dreams that love is good, and today, impenitent, a rebel against love, I weep upon the lilies of your breast and kiss you on the forehead. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Thief of Songs by Juan Julian Lastra. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. The rarest visitor of all I know dropped in to see me at the place where soon 2 large upholstered sofas, a spittoon set in between them, and new rugs will show I have become a lawyer. With a stare impertinent and fatal, she sat down. How sad she looked, wrinkled and dressed in brown, whom I have loved, alas, to my despair. The poor muse said, I want the songs you've made, you come across. And I am a staid bourgeois, a sad one. Leave me, be discreet. But crying, cheat! She broke into my heart, ravished the secrets I had laid apart, and grabbed my songs to yell them in the street. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Venice the Golden by Bartolome Galindez. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. The most serene, the dream of coats of arms, of lyric brigand, and of princess fond, of sword and honour, doges' war alarms, flowers and perfumes, dogaresas blonde. The gallant gondolas on blue canals, the galleons Levantine and bannered arks, the ducal pages, dainty seneschals, the bronze reverberation from St. Mark's. Delights and glories! Sailors old recline and gaze upon the sea through cups of wine, on terraced balconies that lift o'er spears. Dalmatia, Negropont, and Cyprus, shields of basalt, on Rialto's moonlit fields of water, mid the song of gondoliers. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Atalantida by Olegario Victor Andrade. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgate Novelist. The passing centuries the secret kept, but Plato saw it dimly, when beside the Aegean Sea he gazed upon the shadows falling softly on Hymettus' peak, and spake mysterious words with restless waves that groaned beneath his feet. He knew the name of this last child of time, destined to be the future's bride, where dwells eternal spring, and called it fair Atlantis. But God thought best to give the mighty task to Latin men, the race that tamed the world and fought its greatest battles. And when the hour was struck, Columbus came upon a ship that bore the fate of man, and westward made his way. The wild, tumultuous ocean hurled against the tiny Latin ship the black north wind, while whirlwinds roaring fiercely rode astride the lightning's blood-red steed. Forward the vessel moved, and broke the seal of mystery, and fair Atlantis woke at last to find her in a dreamer's arms. Often the victor over thrones and crowns, the restless spirit of the ancient race had found fulfillment of its noblest dream, abundant space and light in distant zones. With armor newly forged, nor dragging now the blood-stained winding sheet of a dead past, nor weighted down by blackest memories, once more it ventured forth in eager quest of liberty and glory. Before it lay a vast, unconquered world. Here, resting on the sea, 'neath tropic skies, and bathed in the white light of rising dawn, the Antilles lift their heads, like scattered birds that utter plaintive cries, and dry their snowy wings that they may fly to other, distant shores. Here rises Mexico above two seas, a granite tower that even yet would seem to spy the Spanish fleet as it draws near across the Aztec Gulf. And over there Colombia, lulled to sleep by the deep roar of Tequendama's fall, within its bosom hides unfailing wealth. Hail, happy zone! O fair enchanted land, beloved child of the creative sun, and teeming home of animated life, the birthplace of the great Bolivar. Hail! In thee, Venezuela, all is great, the flashing stars that light thee from above, thy genius and thy noble heroism, which with volcanic force and deafening crash burst forth on San Mateo's lofty peak. Outstretched below the Andes' mighty chain, like one who weeps above an open grave, the Inca's Rome doth lie. Its sword was broken in the bloody strife, and in obscurity its face was sunk. But still Peru doth live, for in a virile race defeat doth spell a new, a nobler life. And when propitious toil, which heals all wounds, shall come to thee at last, and when the sun of justice shines again, after long days of weeping and of shame, the ripening grain shall paint with flowers of gold the crimson cloak that o'er thy shoulder floats. Bolivia, namesake of the giant, born at Mount Avila's foot, hath kept his lively wit and valiant heart, with which to face the storm and stress of life. It dreams of war today, but also dreams of greater things, when, stead of useless guns, the engines made of steel shall boldly bridge the vales and scale the hills. And Chile, strong in war and strong in toil, hangs its avenging arms upon the wall, convinced that victory by brutal strength is vain and empty, if it be not right. And Uruguay, although too fond of strife, the sweet caress of progress ever seeks. Brazil, which feels the Atlantic's noisy kiss, with greater freedom were a greater state. And now the blessed land, the bride of glory, which the Plata bathes and which the Andean range alone doth bound. Let all arise, for 'tis our native land, our own, our native land, which ever sought sublime ideals. Our youthful race was lulled, e'en in the cradle, by immortal hymns, and now it calls, to share its opulence, all those who worship sacred liberty, the fair handmaid of science, progress, art. Our country turns its back on savage war, and casts away the fratricidal sword, that it may bind upon its haughty brow a wreath of yellow wheat, lighter to wear than any golden crown. The sun of ultimate redemption shines on our beloved land, which strides ahead to meet the future, and with noble mien offers the Plata's overflowing cup to all the hungry nations. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. And end of Selected Poems of Argentina. Thank you for listening.